We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Here they come again, wicked. Here we go again.
Hey, it's Kennedy, my brother from another mother. What's happening?
What's going on with you, bro?
Oh man, I'm feeling good there, man. I got a chance to go hoop again before hopping on the pod, man. And I think I told you before, man. Briscoe Park reminds me very much of Long Branch Park, though, man. So I got a chance to get me 4 dubs in a row and got on up out of there, man, with enough time to slide on back to the crib, though, man. So it was good.
I bet you ain't got that Epsom salt bath yet.
I didn't have to take one this time. I felt that good. And I do have my massage gun on the way for tomorrow, though. So I'm straight. I'm straight.
Yeah, that's
what about you, man? What's good your way?
Bro, I've been running all day, man. I tried to go check out the Prince in his baseball game, and this boy, they got rained out. So I'm out here just wet for no reason. But other than that, man, just happy to be alive. I'm gonna tell you, your boy had a slight case of the food virus. What was it? Wednesday? I went in. Yeah, man. I went down, and a friend of mine, her son is a senior, and he was getting ready to do his senior pictures. And so we did that, and I'm like, oh, cool. I'm over here by this pizza place that I like. So I picked up a couple of pizzas, and bruh, it was the end. I thought it was the end of your boy. Yeah. But look, man, we got a lot going on. So let's get this music cracking.
Let's get the music cranked up, bro. I don't hear that music there. I don't hear that music, homeboy.
I don't know how you ain't hearing it.
Nah, I don't hear that music, homeboy.
Charlie, I don't know how you not hearing it, bro.
I'm just telling you, I don't hear the music, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I don't hear the music, bro.
All right, I'm starting it again, and we just have to roll with it, bro, because I hear it.
If you say so, if that's all that matters, that you hear it then.
Pull it up on Facebook, see if you hear it.
Nope, I didn't hear it on Facebook either. Hey, listen, bro, I'm glad it wasn't just me. We got shout out to Jerry and checking in on the comments. He said, nah, I don't hear it, bro. But listen, as long as you hear it, we all good there, bro. We all good. Hey, man, let's get into it real early. Let's top it off. Best thing you've seen all week.
I'm sorry, the music was still playing in my ear, so I couldn't hear you.
Oh, excuse me. You're the only one that heard that music. So
hey, I don't know what to tell y'all because I heard it over here.
Hey, is the music still playing then, sir?
No, I already turned it down.
All right. Best thing you've seen this week.
The best thing that I've seen this week would have to be oh my gosh, I had it so prepared too and complete. You go first, and I because it didn't slip my mind.
So I got a couple things here. So I busted out laughing. One thing that just literally I almost dropped my phone laughing. Shout out to the homie Mark Nurse checking in as always. But I'm looking on Facebook and I saw he had a meme posted, and he has this meme posted of this girl who back is just cut up. It's shredded. And you see her with her shoulders kind of hiked on up, and her back, shoulders, everything looks cut up. And the meme says, this from all them shrugs from not knowing what she want to eat for dinner. Doc, I fell out laughing. I literally dropped my phone laughing at that though, man. So that definitely made me laugh the hardest this week. I think other than that, man, kind of laughed, bro, because I talked to I just realized, man, I had a couple things. So for one, since we did it on Sunday, and we gonna bring in the homie Mark in shortly though. But it was dope, man, doing the performance on The Mic Is Yours, though, man. I got to be honest with you, though, man. I think that was probably one of the best things that I've seen this week. It was pretty cool that getting on the mic, trying out the new material, though, man. And I think besides that, though, man, you know how when you how you have them performances, right? And you tell me about them all the time when you know you killed it. Like when I did mine, this was my first time performing those particular songs outside of the studio session, so I knew that I killed it. Like as soon as the music stopped, I might as well have George Jefferson strode off the set because I knew that I killed it.
That's what's up. Yeah,
those are the best things that I saw for the week. And by the way, before you jump in there, shout out to my homegirl Shamia Davis for checking in the comments as always. Who, by the way, I would love to have come on to talk about her copywriting business as well, since we're celebrating small businesses this month. That's
what's up. Yeah, shout out to Shamia. And yeah, bro, the best thing that I seen this week, it definitely came today, bro. So this is gonna sound weird, but let me explain it. Basically, Texas is going to the Big 12 championship. And it's unfortunate because they were supposed to play Kansas, but somebody from Kansas got COVID, so they got a forfeit. So Texas is going to be in the Big 12 championship game. So I just think that's dope. So
that's fire. That's fire. Okay. I thought you were going to say Deuce playing baseball because listen, you told me now. I know Deuce is the basketball star.
Yeah.
At Star Spencer.
Yeah.
And then you told me before that he jumped on out there and was playing soccer when you was coaching out there.
Yeah. So
he was a 2-star athlete. And then he's playing baseball now. 3-star at three-time letterman on there. I thought you were going to say that.
No, because my boy's out there having a good time. That wasn't the best thing that I saw this week. It was dope to see it because, I mean, the fact that he's stepping into something new, I think is dope. But, I mean, he's out there having fun. So I'm yeah.
Listen, comments, Liddy. Shout out to the boy Melvin, as always, the super soldier. Melvin, the super soldier, checking in. And I see we talking about small business. Shout out to Mrs. Kennedy saying, listen, let me put my plug in out there for that paparazzi accessories, though. So that's fire, though, man.
That's right. Shout out to my boy Jerry.
Yeah. Listen, I think that one of the things that I definitely want to circle back when we talk about business, because so let me tell you when I tell you about my homegirl Shamia and her, she's the only one who I know who does what she does, right? Where she does copyright, she does your content for your website. Let me tell you how cold Shamia is. So I'm gonna say this now, and I'm hoping that I don't get canceled. We'll talk about that later, bro. Well, back in my college life, and I won't tell you what years and what school this was, man. I was jammed up I was in a tough bind. I was doing a bunch of work and everything. Mm-hmm. So I paid my girl Shamia to write a paper for me, right? So I paid for Shamia to write this paper. And I think she must have, she may have like scrambled to do it at the last minute for me though, man. But she got the A in the paper, right? So once she got the A in this paper, I was like, okay, well, snap. Let me see how I can repurpose. I use this same paper now maybe 5-6 times. So, bro, got an A every single time. So I can tell you that I stand by her literature work, her content work, though, man. But she's the only person who I know who does that. And you talking about such a specialized like field, though, man. And so it's been dope watching her do that from the ground up. Very much like the missus, though, man. I think that both of them have businesses that they've started from the ground up. But I think it's just really different seeing that they're so very specialized, and to see them thrive in the way they do is dope.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Well, you mentioned earlier, bro, about the mic is yours.
The mic is yours.
And the person who is the founder, and I mean, we go way back with this dude. I'm talking
right.
I go back to middle school with him. You know what I'm saying? And high school and USAA commercials.
Okay.
And,
Disney commercials.
Right.
Man,
this dude is everywhere. Can't get him off the screen.
Yes.
Can't get him off the screen.
Is
The mic
he
yours.
officially on local celebrity status then?
No, it's
right?
beyond local, bro.
He's national.
International.
He is international now. Let's listen. Let's bring him on. Listen. The mic is yours. The head honcho, the boss man, Mark Lane. I wish I had my horns working today. They ain't working. Don't bring my man's in. What's happening?
Going on? Can you hear me, bro?
We can hear you, bro.
I can hear you.
That's fire, man. I appreciate you, fellas, man. One love. So cool to be with the Slash Bros.
Listen, listen. So
yes,
you know, we've both graced your platform as well. So we were talking about that, man. We thought that it'd be a good thing to let's cross brands and see what's happening. So we was excited to have you on, man. Just because
no doubt
we've been watching you just have this particular platform grow. But we would love to have you on, like I said, to talk about what you're doing when we don't see you on these commercials, when we don't see you popping out there in Hollywood, right? But right. I think that more than anything, though, man, I think that this mic is yours is something that we're very big fans of. Listen, let's get right into it, though, man. What prompted you to start this particular platform, bro?
Man, you know, in the midst of the pandemic, man, I just had the idea. Of course, you know, being the DJ, man, you know, I love the DJ. That kind of went down, you know, with gigs and stuff like that. And so, you know, I just had the idea and creativity, man. Let's create a platform, man, a virtual platform, and let's just kind of collaborate, you know, to more so uplift and inspire everybody in these times. And, you know, and that was pretty much the idea, man. So I just kind of put it together. I said, shoot, I'll just use Zoom, which I'm still using, you know, and have fun with it, you know, get family and friends, you know, if you do music, if you play an instrument, if you're a comedian, or if you dance, whatever you do, whatever your art is, yo, let's come together, let's uplift, let's inspire, and yo, the mic is yours. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty much the thought process, and it's been a lot of fun, man. And so we do live shows. And we also do mic checks, which y'all just did, which y'all just put it down and killed. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to release it.
Okay.
And so I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited about it. And, you know, a lot of people are liking it. And, you know, it's been a blessing. I got my boy Mark Nurse, you know, behind the scenes coordinating and drawing in talent here and there. And so, you know, we're just trying to take it around the world, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So just for the folks that are watching this who haven't seen one. So this isn't just, so I know that you have a lot of musicians on, but this is kind of almost like a variety show. Whatever talents you have, you welcome it, then, right?
Yes, sir. Mostly talents, you know, yeah, whatever talent you got. I mean, ideally, you know, and, you know, I'm even thinking about, you know, having discussions like, you know, like me and Mark was talking about, you know, the term MC, you know, you got, you know, MC and then the term, then EMCEE, you know, I would love to like get some rappers or some folks that know a lot about hip hop and have discussions like that on the mic is yours also, you know, just different things like that. But yeah, for right now, man, all talent. If you dance, if you rap, if you sing, if you do spoken word, if you do poetry, you know, we trying to vibe with you. Yes, sir.
Now let me ask you this, and
no doubt.
I've got all kind of questions that are popping on up here, so I don't want to cut you in. But let me ask you this: tell me the weirdest act that you've had so far. If you don't want to say the name, you don't got to say his name. You can tell me what they did.
The wildest act was probably Uncle Todd. You know, Uncle Todd's a comedian, man, so he gets kind of wild and goofy, and you know, wears little different outfits. We had a live show. I think Ahmad was on that show.
Yeah,
and so he was kind of, you know, little different, funny acting. You know, that's one of my boys out here in Los Angeles. But other than that, everybody been pretty cool. I ain't really had nobody too weird or weirdo on there. You know what I'm saying? Probably will in the future. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, everybody been pretty decent.
You see how he stunted on us like there, like Charlie. Yeah, you know, that's my boy out here in LA. You know, you see how he wanted to stun on us real quick.
Right. As if he didn't already stun on us when he put his DJ voice on, right?
Yeah.
You know, we started out with the DJ out here, man. We zooming by.
Hey, y'all wild out, man. These boys off the chain.
Hey, but you know what I love about you, Mark?
I appreciate.
You know what I love about you, bro, is not only like your stuff is very, very family oriented, and because of the fact your whole family is in the entertainment field. So can you kind of talk about that, like how you guys got involved and where it all began?
Yeah, man. So, being in Texas, I started in Killeen back in the day, doing plays, Jubilee Theater there in Killeen. Oh, yeah, Jubilee. No, I take that back. Vivula Arts, I think it's called, in Killeen. So did a couple plays. I actually did a play with Rose Short. If she's listening, peace to Rose Short.
Love me some Rose Short there.
Yeah.
So you would listen. You would have went to so Mark. You would have. So you knew then Audrey Short then. Her brother.
Well, I knew Rose. Rose Short was in a play. Me and her did a lot of scenes together. Yeah, we did a play together. And that's how I got to know her. She went out she was on The Voice. She did big things on The Voice. And so she big time now. But man. So then transitioned to DF, Dallas Fort Worth, lived out there and did some shows at the Jubilee Theater there, historical Black theater. And then, man, I didn't do too much, but then, we had kids. And then from the kids' standpoint, we kind of noticed that the kids were starting to really get, animated. My daughter Kayla, she's, I could see the talent. We saw the talent in her. My wife really, put the passion that she saw in Kayla and really tried to help her pursue that, So we started taking her to acting classes and stuff like that there in Texas, and got her an agent. She got an agent and everything like that. And so from there, she booked a little movie. I ain't gonna say little. She booked a movie called The Day Shall Come. They didn't really air it a lot because it was a little controversial. But it was, Anna Kendrick is in it. Danielle Brooks from Orange is the New Black is in it. They flew us out to, we flew out to the Dominican Republic, man, stayed out there, loved it, put us up in a nice hotel. It was great experience. And so we got to thinking like, man, she's doing real good, and then my other daughter wasn't really doing too much. And I've always had to feel for entertainment. And so we were like, yo, let's, if we're going to do it, let's do it. So we took the leap of faith, man, jumped out here to LA, man. We've been out here 3 years now, man. We got an agent out here and, God has been blessing, man. I've been blessed to do a few commercials, man. And so, I'm trying to get on in big movies and stuff like that too, man. And she just had her big part in This Is Us. She just played young Laurel on This Is Us. That was her main big role. But then, Walmart commercials, and we had the USAA. We're supposed to have another commercial of that come out, and Gold Peak Iced Tea, Airbnb. So it's been a blessing, man. So God has been blessing. But that's how it pretty much got started, man. And here we are, man. By the grace of God, bro. Real talk.
That's good. That's good to hear, man. That's dope.
We talked about The Mic Is Yours, and recently you got an award for the series. What was that about?
For The Mic Is Yours? Did I get an award for The Mic Is Yours? I don't even know.
I thought that you had some kind of ranking on like Tubi or Roku or something
Yeah. So I had a Christian organization reach out to me that's on Roku TV. And, they like what we were doing. And so, they wanted to pick up, just add the show to their channel. So, yeah, if you have Roku TV, there's a channel called Creative Motion Network. And they upload all Christian content. And, not that my stuff is Christian, but it's positive. I try to keep it clean, positive, and uplifting. And so, yeah, it's been a blessing. And so, yeah, man, people been watching the show, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't watching, you got to get on The Mic Is Yours, baby.
There you go.
We're trying to get live. Yes, sir.
So
yes,
listen,
sir.
I think that one of the things that if you are watching this and you are especially a musician and you got new material, you got songs that you just want to get feedback on, I definitely would recommend kind of reaching out for this particular platform. The reason for that is a perfect example is in my case, right? So when I first came on, I did a song, Thinking About Myself, that I had already put out 2 years ago, right? So I put this song out and I thought the song was fire 2 years ago, put out a video for it, everything. So then I come on to your platform for The Mic Is Yours, and I do kind of an unplugged, stripped down version of what's just a guitar playing, some drums, very minimal song and everything like that. Wanted to have a more intimate sound. So when I do this song that I just assume that people who've heard my music before has heard before or has already know and familiar with, I get on here, I do the song, and I got a very positive feedback, lots of good feedback. People were like, yo, this one was the one for me. This song like spoke to, I'm like, wait a minute, it didn't speak to you 2 years ago when I did it then. But I think that it was the atmosphere and the vibe. And so for me, I had already at the time had my album just about done. And based off of the feedback that I got from coming on to your platform, I had to put the song on my album though, man. But it was because of you and your platform, man, that I was able to have my project more rounded out. So if you're a musician though, and you just are looking to test out material though, man, and get feedback from it, it's definitely the spot that you'd want to check out though.
Yeah, and definitely has been helpful for even my particular genre of music as well. Just to have that platform, I was able to reach audiences that I've never had before, just because of the field that Mark has. And we might have lost him for a minute. He told us ahead of time that he was in a location that we might have lose him. So if we don't get him back, that was Mark Lane. And like you said, his platform, the mic is yours. You can catch him on USAA commercials everywhere. You might run across him everywhere. Fellow Rue Dog.
Yes, sir. We will of course have the link, all of Mark's platform and his contact information. We'll share that on our page as well, from the Slash Brothers Facebook page. So if you don't already, be sure to like and subscribe to it.
If I'm going in and out, I'm driving with my friend and we're going through these mountains right now. And
you good, brother.
And my phone is
good.
low. Can y'all still hear me? Okay, I apologize. Yeah, because I ain't got we don't have a charge. The charger's not working in the car. So I said I still wanted to do the show. You know what I'm saying? Man. So but yeah, if I cut out, it's because my phone went out. So but we can keep it rolling, baby. Keep it rolling. Sorry about that.
No, fellas. But I think that one of the things that the only thing you miss is Ace made the comment that one of the things, based the same way with me, right? I think that with your platform, even as we do, he does, primarily R&B. And I think that your platform just allowed him to present his music to an audience that he wouldn't have had access to otherwise, though. So I would definitely encourage any musician that just want to get there's not very many clubs open. You know what I'm saying? You still kind of get that intimate performance feel in there, though, man, to get some open mic kind of. There are a lot of people who, you got like Erykah Badu, who had a traveling band, and that's what she did. She was a live performing band performer. So artists, if you are still looking to just perform and get that on out there, it is definitely a solid. I know so from personal experience, though.
Man, I appreciate that, man. And that's really what it's all about, man. We just want to show love and and show love to artists. And I feel like it's a win-win to get the artistry and for them to kind of promote themselves, what they got going on, and let's just collaborate, let's vibe, let's connect, you know what I'm saying, and do your thing, let's have fun, and the mic is yours, man, you know what I'm saying. So
you're doing the big things. Man. So you're doing the big things. What's the next step in progression for the mic is yours and the mic checks?
Man, so here's my vision, because I like to try to visualize and meditate on what I want to do. So my big vision for this show is I would love to one day have a film crew, go to different cities, have about 5 to 6 different artists in that city, whether it be a comedian, a dancer, a hip hop artist, R&B artist, and maybe even a country artist, whatever case may be, surprise them. They don't know they're going to be on the mic is yours. We go there, we set up stage, we set up an area, they perform, they get exposure, they get connected to other artists and everything like that, and we take it around the world, man. And that's my dream vision, you know what I'm saying? So I believe it's going to come true one day. But we had the spark right now. It's just a spark, and it's still coming together. And so I really appreciate you fellas, man, for just coming on and just to help make the show, And as a matter of fact, Ace came in when we didn't even have the name yet. You know, I just did an open mic. You know what I'm saying? And then we came up with the name, and then and we just had a poetic vibes, which was really nice. It was all poetry, and it had like 52 shares, man. A lot of people loved it. They were sharing it. So it's like every show is getting bigger and bigger. So I think for us next is more shows. We definitely want to do more live shows and more mic checks as of now. And then, the future is bright. Whatever else happens, man, happens, man. So, I'm excited about it, man.
Let me ask you this: to talk about, tell me some of the memorable acts that have came on to do live performances, or the mic is yours.
Man, I had one that stood out to me was a young lady. I can't even think of her. Tyler Rose. She was I think 14 or 15 years old. 14 years old.
14.
And it was her first time performing. She was very nervous, but man, she got in there. She sang what did she say? His Eye is on the Sparrow. And she belted that song. She did her thing. I was so proud of her, but it was a very beautiful moment, man. And I had a mic check the other day with a young lady out here in California. It's on there. And she touched my heart, man. I think she was talking about how she talked about some things she went through in life and things like that, and how she didn't believe in herself and everything like that. And but she got on there, man, and she sang her song. She teared up a little bit, but she sang her song. She did her thing. So it's been some really, really great moments, man. And had my man Complete on there. He came in there, gave us some knowledge and some understanding, speaking to the youth. And, and that's really what I really love about it, man, and it's just trying to get folks that's putting out good information, good vibes, helping us through this struggle, helping us through this time, this pandemic, where we are in this life. And really trying to embrace all genres of music and all ethnicities of life. You know what I'm saying? So that's the goal, man. That's the goal, man. So yeah, man, I thank y'all brothers for the love, man. First and foremost, for coming on the show again. I thank y'all for allowing me to come on here, promoting the show and everything that y'all are doing with the Slash Brothers, man. And, we can collaborate more and more, man. You know what I'm saying? And do some things, so I'm open, bro. Real
Absolutely.
Talk.
Well, bro, we definitely appreciate you taking that time, but we don't want you to lose that phone battery over there while you in the mountains. And
right, exactly.
Yo, you about 5% on the battery for the misses there, man. About 5% for the misses.
But yo, man, we definitely gonna have you on again. This is the Slash Brothers. That's Mark Lane, and yo, we appreciate you for coming through. The mic is yours. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. One love, man. Be blessed, man. Thanks, Charles. Thanks, Ace Kitty. I'll holler at you, Big Mark. Y'all be blessed, man. Keep doing your thing. No doubt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, bro.
Yes, sir.
I love Mark's energy, bro.
Yeah, he's dope, bro.
I love his energy, though, bro. Yeah.
So listen, man, you not to be outdone. Of course, you was talking about Shamia writing papers for you, right?
Yes.
You see what you see.
I saw the missus jump in there.
I don't know why she be giving herself more credit than what it is. I'm like, listen, you helped out, but saying that she wrote papers, I'm gonna have to go back and look, bro.
I'm not going to even say. I'm talking about mine was completely wrote mine. I'm talking about complete, and my thing is that it was just so good that I just recycled the same one like at least 5 times, though, bro. I mean, it was money well spent. I think I must have paid maybe $100. And this is resources. I mean, this is like quotes. This is going to the site and sort the whole 9 yards, though, bro. And she just did that thing. And this is from someone I consider myself a writer, but she got me beat very easily, though, bro. Absolutely.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not saying Sarah didn't help. She did 100% help. But if you ask Sarah she basically has 4 degrees because she basically saying that my degree is her degree. That's what she's saying.
I kind of can see where she's going because I can almost say I got 3 because I helped out. I helped out the research department very, very much so in our last semester, bro. So, that's another story. That's another story, though, man. Yep.
Okay. So,
hey, man, listen. I feel like I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, bro. I feel like our entire childhood is under attack, bro. And I'm just kind of I'm curious, bro, on what you think about this new state of cancel culture, bro. Right.
Bro.
So okay. I'm trying to figure out how to start with framing this, bro. So, Nick Cannon lost his own show.
Right.
And he got it back recently, by the way. Wild 'N Out, I think it's actually being retaped now, right? But Nick Cannon lost his show because of some comments that people said, because comments he made that people thought were anti-Semitic, whatever. Okay. Got his show back. Congrats to him. And that's dope. But I mean, just recently, though, bro, they were talking about canceling the homeboy Pepe Lepew. Then someone had something to say about Speedy Gonzalez. And then there was something about Dr. Seuss. And then, you kind of see where I thought that there was a law that they were talking about being passed in California where they were trying to make department stores gender neutral, where you don't have a boys section, a girls section, or whatever. It's just everything. And then you kind of have, Eminem. People were going to Eminem because of some lyrics that he said in one of his songs, the song that he has with Rihanna, which I'm just thinking like, bro, this is Eminem. Like from the day I heard Eminem, he said something that was very controversial. The whole entire first Eminem album is talking about him killing his mom basically and killing his girlfriend.
Right.
And I'm thinking like, if you're offended by this little thing, then my Lord, you would have died back when Eminem was out in 98, 99. And then, you have the people, talking about T.I. People are talking about canceling Trump support. I remember when the CEO of Goya came out and said, hey, Donald Trump is a fantastic president, blah, 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 blah. And this is where, listen, we should have reached out to Tisha to speak on behalf of all Puerto Ricans, because I would have loved to have known what she thought about that. But listen, are we too jumpy to cancel people these days?
Absolutely. Like, this is the thing. At the end of the day, if you don't like it, don't watch it. I mean, because I'm surprised they ain't went after Bruno yet from Popeye. The way he be choking out olive oil.
It's true.
I'm just saying, like, then what you gonna do? You gonna cancel pool because you're using a white ball to hit colored balls? You gonna cancel bowling for knocking over white pins with I mean, the thing, bro. Listen, they're cartoons, man, and the thing is that at the end of the day, they're cartoons. And the thing is that no matter what you're watching on TV, whether you're watching a cartoon, whether you're watching regular TV, you have to censor what your kids watch. You can't shield people from everything. There's got to be some discussions in order to teach right and wrong.
So this is what this is. Let me ask you this way. What is the show? I can't think of the name of it right off the top of it. There's a show where there is a grandpa on the show. He has it's a cartoon. This boy has like one tooth in his mouth, and he always talks with this whistle.
You talking about Family Guy?
Is it Family Guy? Where he's always like low key trying. Yes, he's always low key trying to slide it. Here's the crazy part about that, right? As crazy as that was, like people still laughed at it. When that could happen in real life. That's usually when there's someone's molested, it's typically in your household, right? So this is put in a cartoon, and people laughed all day long. Are we canceling Family Guy also?
Man, listen. We got another opinion to come in. So let's bring in my boy, the bad guy. I'm just saying, bro, there are different notches of stuff for different people.
What is the criteria?
I mean, the criteria is just what you can tolerate. That's just what it is. Like, you have to know your limits, because, for instance, right, there are some people that can't watch horror movies. So guess what? You just don't watch horror movies. There are some people that can't watch excessive violence. So guess what? You don't watch excessive violence. There are so many different things. And the thing is that there's variety Different things are for different people. If it's not for you, don't watch it. But the thing is that every single thing somebody can be offended by, period. You can be offended by it.
Is it this Generation Z that's just soft?
They very much. Like if they can't listen, you would have to have some thick skin growing up with us, bro.
So, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Apologize. Had to do some fatherly duties. As y'all know, I added a little something to my name. Not everyone knows that I have a master's degree in education. I'm a very dope brother outside of my shenanigans.
Hold on. Time out. Hold on. Before you go into your soliloquy. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something to y'all. The reason that Chris, the bad guy, Weston, has a master's degree. Tell him the reason why you have a master's degree, Chris. Don't lie.
No, it's not the reason why I have a master's. Well, the reason I have a master's degree is because I'm going to get a doctorate.
No. But what reason did you tell me you got your master's degree?
I think I'm finishing it. Let me finish this part. Because I'm going to get a doctorate, because I'm going to go back to my high school and give the graduation announcement, give the speech just to tell my principal, fuck him. That's the only reason I have a master's degree, to get my doctorate degree, so I can go back and whichever graduating class is graduating, I'm going up there and say, I was probably the worst person that they said would ever graduate from the school. And look at me now, bitches. And drop the mic.
Well, the reason he told me he got his master's degree because I got my bachelor's degree. He said I couldn't be on the same level as him.
That too. But see, that don't count. I forgot about that one. That was just
hold on now.
I'm sorry.
Since we talking about that, then Ace Kennedy, how come you have your bachelor's? How come you got your bachelor's degree?
Because I couldn't let you outdo me.
hey. And I think that's how that petty comment to you.
That is how it is.
Yeah. I just had to get in on the petty.
Chris, listen. You don't understand how proud I am to hear that you are getting that you got your master's and your doctorate degree, because you said Ace ain't gonna have more degrees than you, and Ace got his degree because I got mine. So I'm happy. That makes me happy to hear, bro.
One more. My little sister, I have a little sister named Olivia Nicole. My sister Olivia Nicole graduates with her law degree in May.
That is dope.
And the main reason she has a law degree is because it's all about who has the biggest degree.
There you go.
So she said, I'm going to get my lawyer degree, so you'll hurry and get your doctor's degree so we can tell Dad that we are smarter than him now. My father was quoted on the day my sister double majored in her bachelor's the same day I graduated top of the class at my master's degree. We graduated on the same day. My dad is quoted being congratulated, said, "Oh my God, Tommy, you must be so proud. Your kids are doing such and such." My dad says, "Yeah, they something else with their dumb ass." Literally, my dad is quoted with saying that. Now, back to cancel culture. There's the only reason, like I say, usually to the Slash Brothers audience, you guys know I come on here for nothing but trouble and to make Ahmad shake his head and wonder why he's really is close with friends with me. But today is a different day. Cancel culture, like most things, has gotten under my skin. So I have to be the professional Christopher Weston that most people will never, ever see unless you pay me. I think my going rate is $42 an hour. I think that's what I go for now. You see what I'm saying? I'm up there now.
Cha-ching.
Yeah. So with that being said, I'm going to be professional for the next 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to get this point. I'm going to get it over here and get it out. Cancel culture to me is when the bullies now know how to rig the game. Cancel culture comes about when the people that are being oppressed by the Don Imuses. When Don Imus goes out and calls collegiate athlete nappy-headed hoes, yes, sir, you should be canceled, right? That's where this cancel culture comes. That's when we're literally, the people are saying, hey, that man should not be able to keep spewing this nonsense, this rhetoric, right? while that happens, anti-bullying and stuff gets going. Now, I'm not going to get really on anti-bullying because not everybody really is going to follow me on that one, but we're not going to talk about that today. But at the same time, anti-bullying and cancel culture, before you know it, you realize you are oversaturated, okay? So when they start attacking one of my homeboys, Pepe Lepew, I think that's where I've had my few, because Pepe Lepew has never been held accountable for any sexual harassment to date. No one has said that they grew up learning to mistreat and be aggressive to women because they watched the fucking Looney Tunes. And I say this because Pepe Lepew, in the same turn, he wasn't bad for being an over flirt or aggressive with the woman. He was bad because he had bad hygiene. And when you watch Pepe Lepew, whenever he got the blue paint on him and it took off the skunk apparel and the smell was down, the kitty cat was all over him, if y'all remember. See, I was a big fan of Pepe Lepew. I loved him. If it wasn't for his funk, man, the kid would win. So that's nigga, God damn it.
Are you offended? Are you offended though? Let me ask you this. Are you offended then? I get the Pepe Le Pew. My question primarily, this is a Tisha Martinez, the Latina correspondent. I need to know though, are Hispanic people offended by Speedy Gonzalez, right? Or is it I see the comments saying, or is it white people saying that it's offensive, right? Is that a cultural offensive thing?
I'm gonna keep talking because I don't plan to be here long. So me and Ahmad had the pleasure of working with a beautiful soul by the name of Birdie. Birdie was a Native American. Okay. Birdie was a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. And the main reason she was a Kansas City Chiefs fan, because they were the Chiefs. Okay. I'm not gonna get into it. Same time is the first time that I start hearing that Redskins is offensive to people. I was a younger kid. I was stupid. I was American. Like, man, whatever. Till I talked to a Native American, and the Native American said, nah, man, that hurts. So the Chris I am today, if someone tells me, no, that offends me because of this, what am I going to say? So, or I'm going to say, cool, if that offends you, you know what, we're going to get rid of it. So if my Hispanic or Latino brethren, Mexican brethren, are offended by Speedy or my homeboy, Slowpoke Rodriguez, you see what I'm saying? If they're offended by it, all I have to say is, damn, sorry to hear that. You see what I'm saying? And let's get rid of it. Because
so let me stop you. Let me ask you though.
Judge their offense. If they're offended, they're offended. You see
let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this. So in that case, right? I think that we're talking about Native Americans, because Native Americans have came out and have voiced that they do have issues with the Atlanta Braves, the Kansas City Chiefs, right? The Cleveland Indians are changing their logo because of that, right? So then is it that if anybody finds it offensive, and I don't know what is it? Is it the quantity, right? Is it how many people will find this offensive?
I think you have to have a stake in the game. This goes back to, I think certain bullies have taken over, and now they like to determine and almost poke fun at us. Oh yeah, because I feel it starts out as a joke. Well, they're so offended of this, we might as well get rid of that. And you're so offended, and so in the same time, they're raising kids that start feeling the same way. Yeah, and and not realizing the satire that their parents are really putting on the spin. But I say again, any Native American that comes together as a group and says, hey, the Kansas City Chiefs, we hate that. Well, the reality is not all Native Americans do. And then you say, well, what do you not like about it? Because if you attack the Kansas City Chiefs, you have to attack your military, because in our military, we call our enlisted supervisors, the highest you get, we call them chiefs too. So what part of chief do you offend? Educate your society. So if you have a beef, if you want to cancel it, bring it to the population. So I guess my whole thing is, the only way something can really be canceled, let's go back to Don Imus. The only way something can be canceled is if you get the person that supports Don Imus to stop supporting Don Imus. So if you want me to quit rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs because it's a Chief, give me your argument. Explain to me why the Chiefs should be canceled. Explain to me why it offends you. Because the reality is, it's that simple. Wrong is wrong. So if you say, Chris, I feel like they're satire on my heritage, I'm with you. You see what I'm saying? I'm with you. If you feel like the later grades, right?
We all agree though that the term redskin is offensive. Like that's universally offensive.
I learned that. I didn't know it in the beginning, but now, yes.
I got you. I got a question for you. I got a question for you. That's a good segue. Ace Kennedy, I'm stealing your move. Meyers Leonard, Miami Heat center. He's playing video games live stream. He says something that people feel is a very derogatory term toward Jewish people. Listen, he says you effing this word, right? And I've never said this word in my life. I've only heard it in movies. I've only heard it in movies, but I don't know anyone who's ever said this particular term. So my question for you is this.
I would say it. I wish I knew the term. But with that being said,
I won't repeat it, but it is something
I respect that. And that's what always will make you the Chief.
Listen, I'm the chief of the Slapperhole tribe. I hope I don't get canceled for being the chief.
Hey, you will. Hey, it's going to come back around.
I don't want to get canceled for being the chief of the Slapperhole tribe, by the way.
Hey,
I've been the chief for about 16 years now.
But I got you. I got your back because the reality is Africa has chiefs too. Shh, don't.
There we go. Okay, but listen. Myers Leonard says, "You want to? Do we want to say
no?
We don't need to.
I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy for a reason. That's it.
Okay, so listen. But my point is that he said to me, he almost said a term that I believe, from my understanding, that North American Jews say to newly immigrated Jews, and that's their thing, right? That's what they call. So I would almost equivalent, almost like if that's a parallel of us not saying ER, right? Right. Okay. So he says this live, and then while he says this live, he apologizes and says, "I didn't know what that meant."
Throw me the ball, coach.
You got it.
Throw me the ball.
Talk to me.
1999. I'm not even 19 years old yet. I'm at Tinker Air Force Base. I'm in an office meeting on the Friday morning. And I actually got the attention, and I'm telling a story. And I tell a story, and I use the term for Polish people that Polish people use in the same nature. But only thing, I didn't know Polish people were referred to as Polish, right? I thought the term you referred to them was as the other term. So that's the term I use in the office. 18-year-old kid, fresh out of Missouri, and I grew up with a lot of Polish people, not too many, but a lot of them that understand that they have Polish background. So they call each other that, and there's the dumb word, right? So I didn't know that the word was an insult. I thought it was what came before it. Okay, 18-year-old me didn't know that it was offensive. I learned that day because I actually got counseled, because that's what the military do. They verbally counsel you like, hey. And now mind you, certain people in the office was a little, oh my God. Some people laughed, and some people said, man, ain't no way he knows what he's saying.
How many times have you, let me ask this, how many times have you previously said that word?
How many times have I previously used it?
Yes.
All my life before that. I used
all your life. You've used it not knowing.
I didn't know, because mind you, I'm a kid, and a lot of jokes start out with, let me tell you a joke about a nigger, a dumb, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's how the jokes go, and it's all told in those sections. So again, I didn't realize that word was the problem. All I'm saying is, but once I learned it, even me being the bad guy, I wouldn't use it today because I know for a fact that was a horrible term. You see what I'm saying? But with that being said, if we were literally having a live debate, I'm using every word that's not supposed to be used because I want the children that see this years later to understand it wasn't the N-word that they was calling my president. They called him a nigger. You see what I'm saying? I need that down. So
Christopher Lee Weston,
Yes,
you
sir.
were 19 years old when you said this word, and you had been hearing this word for a long time amongst other Polish people of Polish background. So when you were hearing this word the whole entire time, you were amongst that community enough such that you learned this from them, right? And when you said it as if this was common language used by them in the same context that they did. You were 19 years old.
18. I hadn't even turned
18.
19.
You haven't even turned 19. Meyers Leonard is 29 years old, bro.
All I'm saying is the absence of ignorance doesn't give him a pass. Now, the reality is now, okay, he said it, right? We all make mistakes. All I'm saying is I'm not canceling the man because he says, hey, I made a mistake, guys. Thank you for educating me.
Let me
I'm
ask
40
you
years
this.
old today. I was 37 when I finally gave up that, man, maybe Redskins is a bad term. I was 37, Charles, when I finally gave up that Redskins was a bad term.
Let me ask you this. This is the main problem that I have, right? And listen, I'm not going to say let's cancel him. My problem that I have was with the apology, right? Because when he said, I apologize about this, I didn't know. As a 29-year-old man, you're telling me, hey, I didn't know what this meant. Okay. You've said it before because you said at 18 years old, you've said this several times over because you grew up with people who would say this, right? You didn't know what it meant, but this wasn't your first time. When you said that joke and when you said that to the people in your office, that wasn't the first time you said, that was the first time that they heard you say it, right? So my thing is that, listen, apologize that, hey, I said this and I'm going to take ownership of it. But don't talk to me like this was your first time saying that, right? Like that's my problem with it.
All right, let me do you one more better because I see that, I mean, and I like where you're tense. So let me give you another story. I got a young technician. She's a staff sergeant at the time. She couldn't be no more than 24 years old. And I came around. Now you got to understand, I'm quality. I'm quality in the laboratory. So I come around the corner and usually when I come through, hey, Mr. Weston. That's how they talk to me. Okay. Come around the corner, me and this young lady, we got a good little rapport, whatever. And I kind of call her attention. I need her attention on some real work stuff. And she turns around and tells me, bye, Felicia. I said, excuse me? She said, oh, you know the term. Bye, Felicia. I said, you know who Felicia is? No. I said, so you referred to me as bye, Felicia, and you don't even know who Felicia is. I said, you basically just called me a bugaboo crackhead. She said, what? I said, yeah, you just called your quality manager a crackhead. And then, I had to scare the shit out of her because, again, you got to be careful when you bring fads into the office. So then I tell her, yeah, have your supervisor meet me in my office. You see what I'm saying? I got to shake her up. Because, again, I'm Chris Weston. It ain't that big a deal. I'm going to let you off the hook because people make mistakes. But at the same time, there are colonels, doctors that walk around our area that we get loose and hang out with. But you might mess around. Dr. Syriac's back at Tinker. You know what I'm saying? He can come through, we cool. And then she tell Dr. Syriac, who knows what bye Felicia means. You know what I'm saying? He might not say nothing to her. He is going to go to her supervisor, and you know what I'm saying? And now she's in a world of hurt. All I'm saying is if he says, hey, I wasn't familiar with it, my bad, I take you, I'm not going to crucify you now. Now, the reality is you're on my radar, though. I will be paying attention.
Now, listen.
But Chris,
radar,
here's the thing.
radar.
You got to understand. Charles has some extra steam for your boy anyway, because during the part when the national anthem and everybody was kneeling, he was wearing the Black Lives Matter shirts, but he was standing up and he was trying to say, "Oh, my brother was a firefighter or something, something." He didn't kneel in support of his brothers. And so you add this on top of it, it makes
I'm looking at your resume, like your resume on these kind of things. I'm questioning your resume, bro.
I gotta back up. So are we mad because he didn't kneel?
No, see, it's not that he didn't kneel.
I'm just asking. Now he has on a Black Lives Matter shirt. Chris West is not kneeling. Chris West is not kneeling.
I'm going to tell you this.
Black Lives Matter all day, but he's not kneeling.
Here we go. So the problem with it, right, is that he does, to me, what Ace accuses me of doing when he did. This is his one and only, oh, Charlie, I got you kind of thing, where he says, yeah, you just like some of those folks who, even though Colin Kaepernick told you what he was kneeling for, you didn't put your own spin on it, so it doesn't matter what he actually say. You made your. That's what I have a problem with. His reasoning for that had nothing to do with why the people were right. So it's and now that you go here, now I'm sitting there thinking like, all right, well, listen. All right, you didn't want to kneel for the black folks, and now you're saying these other kind of slurs. That this is this what you do? Like you're showing me a pattern. I don't like your resume at this point, bro.
So back to cancel culture. So what happens? What do we do? So do we say we demand his sponsors drop him? Do we say
that's a good job? So that is a good point. I don't know.
Man's well-being because he's an asshole.
I don't know.
The man's well-being because he's an asshole. He's in the privacy of his home. Because now watch this. 2 days ago, Norman, Oklahoma, national anthem's playing. All black team, 6 girls team, kneeling. The announcers think their mics are off. They said, "Oh my God, look at them. Damn niggers." Didn't know their mics were on. Come back. Hey, welcome back to the game. Oh, see,
get him out of here. Like, get him out of there. Get him out of there. Like that's my thing. Get him out of there.
Now, I said it's a way different sentiment. I see exactly.
No, but listen, but
you keep running high behind none of that.
But to the Jewish community, but to the Jewish community, what he did was equal to that.
But I disagree. But I hate to go here.
Not one's better than the other. That's what I'm saying.
But he literally can say, "Hey, I didn't know.
What are we doing?" Okay.
Look, put it like this: was the person he was talking to Jewish? Was the person exactly? And that's why I say when you say he heard a cool term that he likes to call people. My homeboy Marlon from New York City loves to call me a mullion. I had never heard that before or not. That's what Italian people in New York call black people. You fucking mulli, fucking mullion. I didn't know it. I thought it was cool, right? The reality is it's offensive if you're black, blah, 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 right? I didn't know, but I like it. Later on, my little kid, because I call his Uncle Marlon Uncle Mooley. He goes to school, calls his little friend a Mooley. And an older black dude might be like, "Hey, man, what? Get your parents in here." He has no idea what it really means. What I'm saying is the guy right now, and mind you, I understand you have a target for him. All I'm saying is, was he talking to the Jewish community, or did he just say something that offended the Jewish community?
I think that he said something that was offensive to the Jewish community in the same manner. Listen, in the same manner that Nick Cannon apparently said something that they thought was offensive and they canceled him.
Of course, well, first off, Nick Cannon looks like me.
Okay, so what is the criteria for who is getting canceled?
We get to. You think? I didn't know we were writing policy here, gentlemen. I thought we were just addressing how messed up the "don't cancel me" culture is. No. What I'm saying is, Nick Cannon didn't even say anything offensive. He just dropped facts or his own truth. So that is way worse.
What he said was offensive either.
Exactly. But he dropped what he thought was true. But what I'm saying is, what happens when I tell you the story about the young white cat that uses the term nigger, and he don't mean no offense. As a matter of fact, he's never going to stop saying it because it is his word. He's claimed it as his word, and you can slap him as many times as you want. he's going to use it because it's his word. See, that's where I'm at.
They got twisted teeth for that.
Exactly. But guess what? He's ready to lose them because he's going to go get his niggas and they coming back for you.
So what are we doing? So what are we doing then? So what are we doing about Papa John, who said he's been trying hard for 20 straight months to not say the N-word? Well, he got to try hard to get that out of his vocab.
But he already done though.
But see, his N-word had vicious intent behind it. See, like I said, you want to bring it to my court. You want me to cancel somebody? Give me vicious intent. Like your guy, I don't even know the dude's name. The guy that used the Jewish term, he's on my radar. If I catch him, I got the country boy singer that just got caught saying it, right? He's on my radar. Again, I don't know.
Here's what we're talking about.
That.
Here's where I think
because of slip up.
Here's the thing I think that's a little difficult because the race car driver was playing a video game live stream as well, right? And he says nigger, hard ER, and he gets kicked out of NASCAR. He's back and won a race a week or so ago. He's back like it never happened. And everything's cool. So my thing is this is the point I'm trying to make is this, right? It seems like all my life, the Black community has been very forgiving, right? And I just don't know that other communities are not necessarily required, but are prompted to be as forgiving, right?
So that's a whole nother segment. I could go deep into that. Again, we as the Black community are also the only ones that have to be peaceful for our revolution. So that's a whole nother again. But I'll say this. I'm going back to what I said earlier. In these type of situations where you want to cancel someone, you literally have to explain to your fellow friends why that person should be canceled.
But that's the thing, though.
Right now, the NASCAR guy that got caught up in his emotions while playing a video game, he doesn't bother me. Now, if the people that support NASCAR are offended by what he says, then they should, hey, Chris, ain't that some bullshit? Of course it's some bullshit. Yeah, I don't support that guy no more. I respect you for not supporting him. At the end of the day, you were a fan of him. You know what I'm saying? D.L. Hughley kind of said it back to my Don Imus. I love the Don Imus. So D.L. Hughley said, you're going to cancel a guy that I barely know to begin with on the show that I don't ever watch. What does it matter to me? You see what I'm saying? Because he came right back, like you said, on another show doing the same thing. He didn't even learn anything. He gave some fake-ass apology, and he's brought now what we call this new cancel culture. You got to understand, there's a lot of things that we haven't done. So to appease the Black community, we start canceling shit that really doesn't matter until, we start canceling more of them than they even realize. And that's why I say, I go back to the beginning of this conversation, the wrong people are controlling the cancel button. Now, this little girl over here that really doesn't have too many issues except the issues that she has to deal with in her own continuing life is offended by something that she isn't aware of to begin with. So I get very, very protective of a guy playing a video game.
Oh man.
There it is. Shit. Mark Wahlberg, we forgave Eminem. We've forgiven a lot of them.
Eminem. So Eminem's never. I don't think Eminem's ever said anything that was offensive to. Eminem's never said the N-word.
Girlfriend a nigger bitch. Shut up, Eminem from St. Joseph, Missouri. Eminem has. Hey, he's a passionate guy. I don't give a fuck what you remember. I know the girl he was dating. I do. He was. Look now. Was it racist? I don't know, but he was upset and he used the term. And like I say, he didn't just use the term. He attacked someone from my community, one of the most people that I'm supposed to protect. So, like you say, being forgiven. Who's forgiving him? I haven't.
But here's the thing, though, right? It's traditionally, right? If you have, like, this is my thing. I guess my question is that, dude, let me ask you this, because you bust out the med on this one.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that Black people in general forgive too easily?
I don't think it's too easily. I think that Black people have been through so much that that's in our nature to forgive. It's not a easily thing. It's just that there's always stuff going on. We're always oppressed and always got things going on. So no, like we have to. That's just in our nature.
No, it's not in our nature. It is. We were conditioned this way, in my opinion. We're conditioned this way. We were giving a bastardized version of Christianity that's taught us to be the most forgiving people in America. The same reason I tell you that the Black people in America are the only ones that are not allowed to riot when something's going on in the world, not the world, America, because the world understands why we riot, but America doesn't understand why we riot. I think Black culture is really breaking off. We are very divided now, because now you say this isn't Martin Luther King's revolution. The reality is Martin Luther King's revolution they've given us wasn't Martin Luther King's revolution. They killed that man, assassinated that man, and then they told us what his plan was, literally. Because if you go back and look at Dr. King's plan, he's way more Malcolm X than you've ever realized. Hands down. I think as a Black culture, there is as an American Black culture, there is still a slave bone going through our head that we don't want to offend Massa, whoever Massa may be. So there's certain things that my grandmother, my great-grandmother, grandfather may tell me, baby, that's just the way it is. You got to keep going and surviving. Well, see, I feel now that we've moved up a little bit, we might be able to push back right now. Today might be the day that I do stop forgiving. Today is the day that I don't have to wear my hair the way they want me to wear it. Today is the day that I am changing tradition. Today is the day that Chris Weston is now the CEO that you'll never, ever see coming. I got a gold teeth in my mouth and I walk with a slim. And I might even sag when I come to work. Yeah, I changed a lot of things. And if my grandmother seen that shit, she'd be like, oh my God, nobody's going to give you that job, Chris.
This is the thing, though. This goes back to the question, though, right? Because that I had originally. Because I do think that there are generations before us, right? The generations before us, I would say your grandma, my mom, right? Your mom. That I think that was very much that. And I think that may be how that did have a lot of influence on us. But I also think that from this next generation, the information generation, right? They have information at their fingertips to do whatever. And so they question more things than what we would have questioned and that our generation would have. So for you to be the most questioning folks, how in the hell did they manage to also be the most sensitive, easily offensive if you got access to the information to question everything?
Because we messed around and let the wrong people educate our babies. You got to understand, what's good for the goose isn't always good for the gander. Meaning, everyone gets a trophy.
Yep.
Detect your feelings. Certain things that the schools, education that Jay gave the schools, I literally deprogrammed out of my kids. I used to, I'll tell you, my son to get into a fight, and I say, hey, we have a no tolerance policy. Well, what happened? Well, a little kid came and pushed Chris down, and Chris got up and pushed him and hit him in the mouth. What's the problem? Oh, well, we have a no fight policy, so we got to suspend Chris. Sure you want to do that? You sure you want to do that? Because what you just told me was my son got assaulted and defended himself, which no cop in the world would arrest anyone. But you're telling me you're going to punish him? That's what you're trying to teach? Are you sure this is what you want to do? Do you know who I am? See these letters after my name? I know certain
meds. He got the meds.
I'm a master at this. So at the end of the day, what's really going to happen is, why weren't you there before my son got pushed? You are here to protect my son. So since my son had to protect himself and you're not doing your fucking job, you're going to suspend him? You sure you want to do this? Now, I say, I deprogram my kids because all my kids want a kid to do in their school is put their hands on them because they already know their dad's on the way. And you're going to give me this no fight policy? Not where we're from. So, not everybody's kid has a bad guy to come home to. Everybody's kid is kind of learning, hey, don't do this. Hey, don't do that. A model tell you. Certain coaches get upset because they can't, their kids, it takes a lot to get kids to be aggressive nowadays. I go to football practice for Tap's in the 6th grade. And the coach will look at me and say, man, I've never seen such, these kids don't like to hit because they don't want to hurt their friend. There's certain things that this new American society is producing. And it's affecting us as all Americans. So
and this cancel culture basically has opened Pandora's box.
Come on.
That's what it's a slippery slope. Once you start to go down there, it's slippery.
Yes, because you got to look at everything.
You got to look at everything. And this is the thing.
Programs.
Everybody
gets a trophy. Everybody gets a trophy. You know what I'm saying?
But think about that though, right? Think about that from that perspective though, right? That when Jay-Z said, "I'm afraid of the future," like how scary does that look? That the same people, this generation that's so easily offended and so soft, are also the smartest and have access to the most information. It's like it's almost like you're being led by a bunch of smart wussies. And that's the future.
It's almost biblical. My aunt used to tell me when I was a young man with babies, mind you, I got 3 right in a row, one right after another. She said, Chris, you got to be careful. There's coming a generation that will be the smartest, but yet the weakest. It's biblical. Now, I'm going to come back to you on it because it's some deep stuff. But there's going to be a generation that's going to be the smartest, but yet the weakest. But I'll take it as simple. I'll make it even simpler. Lions for lambs. The Roman Empire falls because they send their lions out to protect their lambs. Vice versa, lambs shouldn't be telling lions when to fight. You see, now a lion can protect the lamb because the lion has the right and understands. But when the lamb gets to tell the lion, you go into it and you shouldn't be a lion unless I want you to be a lion, you fall. And that's really, if you do the history of the Roman Empire, that's kind of what happens. The emperor's kids get powerful, and before you know, they're not warrior tested no more. And the warrior culture is not even allowed in Rome anymore. So now the warriors are banished for being warriors, and you better not be a warrior when you're in until somebody comes to take over. Like I said, if we mess around and teach our soldiers not to be soldiers no more when it's time to go to war, and the rules that we playing by, them boys over there ain't playing by. We better hope our technology stays the best.
But here's the part that I have about cancel culture. Is that it's not so much about the stuff that's happening now. Because, I mean, Charles and I have said in the past, like, there's certain things we're not allowed to say anymore, right? And we get that because we know what the times are. But how are you, like, going after people for the stuff that happened in their past? Like, I'm like, listen, especially like when you're looking at even like James Gunn or even Kevin Hart or all these others where they found tweets from 10 years ago, right? And I'm like, what person hasn't had growth in 10 years?
I don't want to cut you off because I totally agree. I just want to add, and culture was so different back then, meaning we laughed at shit maybe we shouldn't laugh at. I don't know if I brought it up on this podcast before, but one of my favorite movies is Revenge of the Nerds. And we all remember how
Revenge of the Nerds has some of the most offensive stuff that you will ever see.
It ends with a rape scene.
Yes, it is.
Cheered.
Listen, when homeboy finally got old girl up in the little theme park and they were in the thing and she thought that was her boyfriend and he smashed. Or when they're breaking into it and they got cameras set up in the girls' room and I'm like, everything about this could never pass today. Never.
Right. And that's the thing. And so that's why I'm saying that's a part of, like, you can't remove the history. You educate from the history. And so the thing is that you look at all of the, like I said, it'd be different if like James Gunn or Kevin Hart, it was a pattern.
Yes.
Right, a trend.
Yes.
They were involved in the times that they were in. And and even as offensive as James Gunn stuff was, he said, listen, I was a different person back then, and I was saying things reckless. I'm not that dude.
What about my man Louis C.K.? I still feel bad for that guy.
Oh my gosh.
And I still understand how he got.
Let me tell y'all something else.
Your governor in New York.
So we talked about him
last time.
And that's a little different story because
y'all got it.
Yeah, his stuff was some accusations. But let me tell you something that I think that's to put this in context. So probably like sometime last week, man, I'm watching Color Purple, right? So I'm watching Color Purple, and Landon is coming in here and he's watching it for a few minutes, right? Just for a quick second. He comes in there and he sees Mr. calling Sealy to come shave him. And he just sees him just backhander, right? Clean backhand in the scene. He was like, the older you get, the dumber you get. Get on over here and shave me, that whole scene. So Landon is just looking like he just cannot fathom. Like, why is he just smacking her like that? And I had to explain to him that's just how some things were back then. Like
culture. That wasn't
black culture. That was acceptable behavior back then. But that was the context of that, right? That still happens today. And that's just when people say, well, that's just how somebody was raised or whatever, though, man. But that was just one of those having to explain to an 11-year-old, like that was just normal back then, and him asking, well, why?
Let's clear this up. Out of everything we should be canceling, domestic violence should be top of the fucking list, and not
top of the list.
Not my homeboy Pepe Lepew. Not my homeboy Pepe Lepew. Out of everybody y'all want to go after, and mind you, you don't even really see the old Looney Tunes no more. You gotta go and look for those because they have repackaged Looney Tunes several times. And I want to tell people, man, you guys don't even understand. I posted a picture on Facebook when they got rid of Pepe Le Pew. I remember as a child in the 3rd grade seeing a black Elmer Fudd. He wasn't Elmer Fudd yet, but he was a black Elmer Fudd. He was the slow, dumb Negro chasing Bugs Bunny, and Bugs Bunny made him look a fool. I also remember the little African guy that Bugs Bunny used to make look a fool. The little Native American guy that Bugs Bunny used to make look a fool. They
always made the Native Americans look like fools.
Right. Oh, but like I said, before the Native American, you got to remember, as time and civil rights go on, they get rid of those black characters because they're getting in trouble for them. They used to end Looney Tunes with blackface.
Listen. Not just that. They used to massacre the way how they made Asians look on it. The Chinese, oh my God, it was brutal how they did them.
The reality is, I'm not upset that we're going to get, we're not going to cancel it. We're just going to stop airing it. We're not going to keep that going. And I say all that to say, because now they've repackaged Looney Tunes.
To Ace's point,
I've attempted to try to watch it, and maybe I'm just not with it. But I mean, Bugs is still Bugs. He's still doing the same shenanigans, And we can get rid of the easy jokes, right? I always think the racist jokes are always the easiest jokes. So right after taller humor, but keep the taller.
To Ace's point, though, I think that the big thing is that back when we were kids, you didn't have the variety. Cartoons came on Saturday mornings, right? For a set number of hours, and that's it. Now, you have the variety. So in that case, if for some reason, if something offends you, you have options now. You can choose to not support that person or flip the channel and everything like that. I think that back then those options didn't necessarily exist. And so I think that that's the thing that makes it a little difficult. It's like, I'm perfectly fine with someone choosing not to support someone over whatever they feel. So,
and I think that's what the true cancel culture should be. I don't think we should force a society to do it. Back to it, I'm sure you guys already talked about it. Dr. Seuss and the handful of books that they decided to stop doing. Dr. Seuss's legacy said, hey, you know what? There's certain things that I just don't do no more. A lot of artists in different genres had literally said, oh no, there's certain things I don't do anymore. There's certain jokes I just don't do anymore. I'm a bigger comedian than that. There's no reason for me to reach down there and get that. I've elevated. Now, if you're a true fan of certain, you know, you might find out that damn, there was a time when Kevin Hart used to have homophobic jokes. You see what I'm saying? Let's be completely honest.
But it was not.
There was a time, you know, no. What I'm saying,
I don't have a problem with it now.
Go back and watch Delirious.
Chris.
Delirious. Eddie Murphy said some of the dumb. Now it was funny at the time, but it was some of the dumbest shit ever. He literally said his wife could have a gay best friend. They kiss each other bye. She comes home with AIDS on her lips, gives him a kiss. He goes to the doctor. Mr. Murphy, you have AIDS, but I'm not a homosexual. Sure, you're not a homosexual. That was Eddie Murphy's joke.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, Kevin Hart's stuff wasn't homophobic.
Yes,
he was talking. No, it wasn't.
He pushed his kids down. He thought, hey, that's gay. Pushed his kids down.
Chris,
that's homophobic. He thought his kid was going to grow up and be gay. That's homophobic.
Chris, no, it's not. No, it's not. Chris, listen. It wasn't homophobic. He said, what he said was, if it was up to him, he wouldn't want his son to be gay.
That's not how the joke comes off. No, you can re-edit it, but that's not how the joke comes
Chris,
off.
I watched the joke.
Comes off, it looks like my son's doing homosexual shit. I'm going to stop it. Now I know
he said he started the joke out. His start of his joke was, I didn't handle my son's first gay moment the right way.
Right.
He said I didn't handle it the right way. So he's acknowledging the fact that, so that's not homophobic.
No, that just means, hey, I'm racist. Please forgive me. I'm working on it.
Yeah. So listen, to me, that's saying it was homophobic. I just handled it wrong.
Handle it wrong. So that's not.
But it was homophobic though.
Joke.
Yes, it was a homophobic joke.
It was a homophobic action.
He cleaned it up.
He cleaned it up. But the reality is, he has a fear of his son being heterosexual, and he reacted wrong. That's the joke. I can laugh at that because the reality is I wouldn't want my children to be homosexual anyway.
But there's nothing wrong with that. But here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with that. If you are what I'm saying is, from a Christian standpoint, there's nothing wrong with feeling that way.
Oh, but it is when you're making money off of it.
Because
he turned it into a joke. We're all talking. It was a joke. So
right, and he's a comedian. So what I'm saying is,
he won't make that joke again.
And
he won't make that joke again, will he?
He won't. No, he won't.
Won't nobody else ever make a joke similar to that because what happened?
Dave Chappelle will. Dave Chappelle will.
Well, first off, because Dave Chappelle's the king.
But what I'm saying is,
he's not a pleaser like.
No.
He's not a pleaser like Kevin Hart is. Kevin Hart's a pleaser.
What is your problem with Kevin Hart? What is your problem with Kevin Hart?
Who, me? I don't have a problem with Kevin. I like Kevin Hart. I love Kevin Hart.
No. I'm saying we know that Kevin Hart won't do another joke like that because he's openly said, listen, I employ too many other people. My downfall takes out a bunch of people. Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr did it the right way, meaning that they have built themselves up from the standpoint that they ain't worried about getting canceled.
Guess
because
what?
What's up?
Or you listen to Dave Chappelle's joke and realize there's no homophobic in his joke. Now let's tell the Dave Chappelle joke. Now it's a funny joke. It's a funny gay story, but there's no gay bashing. There's no fear of gay. It's literally, hey, is he okay? I'm sorry, his dick's hanging out. Ha! That's a funny situation.
No. You're missing my point. You're missing my point. No, you're missing my point. You can't tell me what my point is. No, you can't tell me what. You can't tell me what my point is. My point. I'm not spinning anything.
Literally had a fear of.
You're not listening. You're not listening. You're not listening.
I mean, you're not listening.
You're not listening. You're not listening.
Gay jokes and fear of being gay.
You're not listening. You're not listening.
I'm always listening.
You're not listening if you're talking.
No, because you're trying to put a spin on it. You can't.
I'm not putting a spin on anything. Tell me my point.
I will never let someone set up a false narrative.
Tell me my point. Tell me my point.
What's your point?
My point.
Your point is that Dave Chappelle and Bill Maher went about gay jokes better than Kevin Hart.
That's not what I said at all, and that wasn't my point. That's not what I said at all. What I said was that Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle have it to where they don't have a fear of whatever they're going to say. It doesn't have to, whether you're talking about gay jokes or anything, Dave Chappelle can say what he wants to say because he doesn't have the corporate sponsorship behind him, and neither does Bill Burr. That's my point.
He's not funny, or if certain people really can find him offensive, the motherfucker's canceled. I don't give a fuck.
Dave
If
Chappelle
it's
ain't
a
going
gay
nowhere.
joke that is wrong enough, that's going to get the attention, because believe me, the cancel culture came for him, and it wasn't about the sponsors.
So what happened to Bill? What happened to Bill?
And it didn't work. Just like the gays try to come for Chick-fil-A, and it didn't work, because at the end of the day, Chick-fil-A just says, "Hey, we believe in marriage in the Bible." Oh my God, that's so offensive,
Chris. So what happened? So what happened to Bill Burr? What happened to Bill Burr on Saturday Night Live when he told the jokes about the white women? Is he canceled now?
I don't know who the fuck Bill Burr is. I don't. It's kind of like Don Imus. Wasn't that big a deal to me. I don't support him. I support Dave Chappelle.
Right, but what I'm saying is they tried to come for Bill Burr because of what he said about the white women on Saturday Night Live, and he's still here because again,
what has Bill Burr did lately? What has he done for me lately?
He was in Mandalorian.
Bill Burr. Let me tell you the joke that Bill Burr said.
He's in Mandalorian.
What does he do? Let me tell you. Let me tell you this. Bill Burr told a joke about white women basically co-signing all of the atrocities that white men have done over the years.
That's hilarious.
Listen, and when he said it, listen, the joke was so matter of fact that it was you almost had the question like, all right, is he being funny or is
no, that's his comedy. And he even talked about Rick Moranis getting punched in New York, right? Because Rick Moranis got somebody came and just sucker punched him while he was walking down the street, and he said something about that. He was like, I thought they was gonna cancel me for the Rick Moranis joke, and they was tripping because of the white woman joke. He was like, and that was true.
And who's they now? And the reason, and I still go back to Bill Burr. Again, it's just I'm probably not registering the name. I got to see his face. What I'm saying is those two jokes, Dave Chappelle's joke on gay and Bill Burr's joke on Karen, because mind you, they're trying to get us to stop from using Karen because it's offensive. It's almost as bad as saying the N-word, right? Ha ha ha. What I'm saying is Dave and Bill can stand on their joke and they'll tell their joke again and say, hey, if you find malice or hate in our joke, I'll stop. You can't.
Listen here.
Kevin Hart himself feels that there was malice in the joke he wrote.
I'm gonna tell you this real quick. Let me tell you this right quick. My mama said if y'all keep talking over each other, she gonna take her belt off.
I apologize. I'm so sorry. It will never happen. I do not want one of the Venus whoopers. I've heard about them.
Chris, let me ask you a question, Chris. Did you watch the Netflix special on Kevin Hart?
No, I watched.
No. I'm not talking about his comedy special. I'm talking about the documentary. Okay, no. Then I'll talk to you after the podcast.
Okay. But back to Mama Venus. I do apologize, but Ahmad brings the worst part out of me. I will send you a list of things that he may need a whooping for. But again, Mama, I do apologize officially. It'll never happen again. I'll just say, Mama, he's cheating. I'm gonna say it real low when I want to talk over it.
So listen,
I'm a debate champion, Mom.
But here's the thing. I think that the one thing that we can all agree on, consensus, right? When it comes to cancel culture, there's no set parameters on the things that we think someone should be canceled for. I think that it sounds like it's a matter of saying, if we're talking about canceling, what kind of malice was behind the attention? One, right? So is it something you like in the Meyers Leonard, right? If he truly didn't know, right, and he apologized, stand on it, and everything like that. I think Ace and I, we talk a lot on this to say, all right, well, you know what? You made a mistake. Let me see what you do going forward. I'm going to judge you off of that. If you didn't know better, that's fine. But let me judge you off of what you do after you've been told that that's something. So that's one thing, right? But I think the big thing is that while the parameters are different, I think what we're willing to forgive, and if we're willing to forgive somebody for whatever their discretions are, right? I think that seems to be up for interpretation, because I think that will vary from everybody else. If it's a matter of that you have an option to just not rock with somebody, that's fine. But I don't think that because there's not a clear, prerequisite of things that you have to do that you cannot come back from. I think that there will always be gray area when it comes to canceling someone. I think that the one that we seem to agree that's the biggest reach when it comes to cancel culture is when you dig back into somebody's background over something that they said years ago and try to cancel them today because it's the trendy thing to cancel culture now. Is that a
Amen.
fair assessment
Amen.
of that?
Amen. And all I want to add, to truly cancel someone, you have to take their fan base. Okay. R. Kelly is probably a prime example of cancel culture. Now, I still listen to R. Kelly up to probably TP3 because I've told people several times that is no longer his music. It's mine. It's mine. I got it. Now, Black Panties or whatever came out, I'm not doing that because now I know you are a predator. You're a predator of women.
He froze up.
I'm going to give him a second to come on because he said TP2, Ace, and you already know I love me some Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my top 3 R. Kellys, and that came out, and I knew the history, and I still was rocking with him.
Well, you already know my stance on that. You know how I feel about artistry and the individual. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if we were to start canceling people for it, like we look at every artist and start canceling them for the stuff that they did wrong, we wouldn't have nothing left. Too many people. It's too many people that. It's too many people that has stuff going on. So we wouldn't have anything left.
I'm gonna let you finish. You got caught off on cut off on TP2.
I mentioned his name and they said, nope, we're not gonna have that. And everything shut down. Anyway, all I'm saying is I think that brother is canceled. Nobody officially canceled him. I think that the culture, ourselves, his fan base has left him alone. Like
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this because you say you stopped at TP2. For me,
3. I think 3.
TP3. I think for me, just musically, I lost connection with R. Kelly music right after Chocolate Factory. But I think, to Ace's point, I don't think that he's canceled. I think that people can separate R. Kelly from Robert Kelly, who committed those particular things. And I think that people can separate his music and appreciate the music for what it is and still keep that separate.
Maybe. I mean, and again, I think that's going to be his hardcore fan. And I say again, it's going to be his hardcore fan base. For me, I thought I was a huge fan of R. Kelly. I just knew that I would always go to get the next R. Kelly album. But I'm going to tell you right now, if a new R. Kelly song comes on, I do turn the radio. And again, listen, it starts with me.
That is good to know.
I can't force you to stop him to listen. I can't force him out. However, if we at the club, or if I'm in the car with you, and that song come on, I say, "Hey man, turn that shit off." You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I think that that's
really how cancel culture happens.
I'm glad you said that because one of the things that I am trying to figure out how I can organize this, but I'm trying to have a Slash Brothers Ox God game night. Ooh. So Ox God, let me tell you, you've heard of Ox God?
No.
Okay.
I learned everything.
Ox God. Okay, so listen, Ox God is a game of music taste, right? So you have a team, you have 2 teams, and then you have a judging team, right? And so the idea behind these cards on Ox God, I got the game right here, right? So on Ox God, let me give you an example. Okay. So on Ox God, you basically say, all right, let me see something here. Let me see it on up. Okay. So it says you pull a card from the deck, and we can pull a card, and all the cards have categories, hip hop and R&B. And the idea is that you have your team of people who listen to music. Y'all come together and pick a song that's representative of that music, of that card. So on this card, it says artist, and it says the 6th God. So it says play a song by Drake. you and your team get together and you figure out what is the best Drake song. And another team has a wild card. They're ready for you, right? And so the idea is you go first. You pick your Drake song. Another team picks their Drake song. The judging panel picks the best Drake song, and the winner is by who has the better song. So in this game, there is a category that is several categories dedicated solely to R. Kelly, because it says, hey, you just got a booty call text from your girl or from your mate, your significant other. Play the R. Kelly song that reminds you of. Right? So the idea is you pull out Seems Like You're Ready.
Yeah.
You play whatever R. Kelly song is, and the idea is that the judges pick whatever song is the best.
Right.
But there's several R. Kelly categories
because he's a big part of our culture.
Exactly. But
Michael Jackson, even after all the allegations and blah, 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 right? His music was so much of my culture, even if he came to find out that he may have touched some children. There's certain pieces of Michael Jackson that I will always play. You dig what I'm saying? Because it's part of my culture. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. But the reality is if Mike was still running around now and still getting allegations after allegations, yeah, Mike, I'm not supporting. You know, it's over. Now, like I say, I'm still listening to Billie Jean. I'm still listening to Dirty Diana because them is my joints, right? But Mike's new album dropping, I'm not messing with it. Bill Cosby, love the Cosby Show, love the Cosby Kids, blah, 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 blah. Bill Cosby, right before he went to jail this last time, actually tried to go out on tour, on a comedy tour. Yeah, Bill, there's nothing I need to hear from you, brother. Now, the reality is, I'm not all the way mad at Bill, and I think there's some things, and that's a whole nother conversation, but the reality is, my brother, you kind of do have a rapey vibe because I've read some of your words and your situations. But at the end of the day, the Cosby Show is in me. It better be on Nick at Night. Nick at Night would be stupid not to play Cosby Show or my favorite, my alma mater, Hillman. If you ain't playing Different World, something's wrong with you. You see what I'm saying? So, again, if Bill was still out making comedy, if he made a new comedy record, I'm probably not going to support that, Bill. I can't rock with you now that I know that you're a predator, that, you know what I mean? Because separate you from your artistry. I don't know if I can keep supporting you if I find out this is your MO. You see what I'm saying?
What if that was his and that's so far removed? Because from my understanding is that was just something that was common right back then. That's just what they used to just do. So
yes.
So he's so far removed from that. This is something that used to happen in the 70s, right?
But see, they say Bill goes all the way up to about 96 in this situation. Like I say that, and again, I don't know the facts on this, and I don't want to get tied up in it. But the reality is, even before it goes to court, if you talk to Bill Cosby about the situation, it was still a joke to him. You know what I'm saying? That he was doing this. To the point he was even on Larry King Live.
I remember the Larry King interview.
Spanish Fly. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that being said, I got a lot of old Bill Cosbys in my elders. You know what I'm saying? My daughters would not be taking rides with these cats. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't cancel them because they my blood, but nah, bro, we don't do that. You see what I'm saying? That's no, Chris. You don't get, man, it's to the point. I remember when I was a young guy, again, when I say don't cancel me, because if we go back and look, I was a horrible person. I used to, the biggest thing that me and my friends used to do was make the best, strongest drink that tastes good so the girls would get drunk. The reality is, that's a date rape culture. That's a date rape culture. But literally, the girls knew, hey, girl, get loose. See, I sound like Bill Cosby. She knew what.
Put a little bit in that drink, huh?
Yeah, you knew what it is, girl. Go ahead, take one more sip. Come on, man. Now, look, I got daughters. I got sons. If I found out that my son was trying his best to get a girl drunk so he could take advantage of her, me and my son would have words. You see what I'm saying? Because that's a horrible, horrible thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that goes back to, at the end of the day, what we talked about.
Evolution.
We have all grown from 10 years ago. And yeah. But man, listen, we could talk about this until Jesus came back, but we gonna have to wrap. And Bad Guy, as always, we thank you for coming through. Everybody that was litty in the comments, thank y'all so much for hanging out with the Slash Brothers. Big shout out to Mark Lane and Mark Nurse for the mic is yours. And again, you all, if you have anybody that has small businesses and would like to be featured on the Slash Brothers podcast, hit us up. And as Charles tells us every week, you can follow us on any platform that you receive your podcast to catch us in podcast form. Like, subscribe, and share. And we want to thank y'all for following the Slash Brothers. And since y'all told us that the music ain't rocking with us today, we're gonna go ahead and end it like that. The Slash Brothers, we out. Let's go.